Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay and this is All Things Kay, and I want to thank you so much for joining me on another video. Well, in this video I am doing an almost full face of Nars because I've been picking up some Nars things here and there. Some of the things I've used before, some of the things I'm loving, and some of the products I'm using for the first time. So some of the products that we're gonna jump into is this Climax eyeshadow palette by Nars. This is the first time I'm using it, and this is the look that I've created with it, and I have some thoughts on that. For foundation, I am using the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. I've only used this once, and I wanted to show it some love because I recently picked up another Nars foundation which I really love, so I wanted to give this, you know, another go in this video. And then I recently picked up the Light Reflecting Setting Powder Press. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'll let you guys know how I feel about that. And also the Chelsea Girls Afterglow Lip Gloss. Again, first time using that in this video. And there's some other products that I already have from Nars that I threw together to create this look. So if you're interested in seeing how I came up with this look, stay tuned and keep watching. Guys, so I'm so excited to jump into this full face of Nars. I'm gonna prime my eyes first, and I'm going to use the Nars Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. And this doesn't really cancel out any of my discoloration on my lid, but we're gonna put this on first, and then we're gonna go in with the Nars Concealer to cancel out some of the discoloration. So I'm just gonna blend that in. Now the Nars Concealer, this is in Caramel. Now we're gonna jump into the Nars Climax eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna go into this first shade here, this one, which is called Open Wide. And I'm just gonna use that to set down the concealer a bit. Now I'm not sure what way I want to go with this look. I think I'm going to go with this shade next here, which is called Public Eye, that deep color. Ooh, that's a pretty shade. Now, I haven't used Nars eyeshadows in years. It's been a long time, and I don't remember them being this pigmented. I do have some, I know their shimmers were always good. Those duo shimmers that they used to have, I have a few of those. Or do they still have them? I think they may still have them. So this look is getting real smoky real quick. I'm just gonna blend that shade out. Now this shade on me is turning, it's not really keeping that plummy color, because as you guys can see in the pan, it looks very plummy, like a deep, deep purple plum, but on me, it looks like dark gray. So that's what we're working with. Now, I have a couple shimmers to use here. This blue is really calling me. It's like a bluish gray. Oh, that's pretty. And this green right here is beautiful too. What do I want on the lid? I think I'm gonna go in with that blue, which I think is called Night Rhythm. And I'm gonna use my finger and tap that on. So it's kind of like a blue slate gray color. Oh, it's gorgeous. That is beautiful. and it's so pigmented. Look at that. Oh, I am so here for this shimmer. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to go into this shade here, which is called Passion Play. I'm gonna take that on a brush and just bring that in here. I'm gonna go back into that Night Rhythm and just bring this down a bit more and blend that in. I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is called Private Show, and I'm just gonna use that to blend out the inner portion here with a small pencil brush. And then just blend everything out here with a fluffy blending brush. Now back into that Night Rhythm shade, this blue shade on the lid here, and just blend it out a bit. Just bring it up. I'm just feathering out the edges here. Now I'm just gonna work on feathering out the edge of that shimmer just to where I want it, because I just want to get rid of that harsh line, because I don't want it to be like a cut crease. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay guys, so here is the eye look with the lashes on. I was not expecting to go so smoky with this palette. I thought I would have like a cute little neutral look, but your girl brought the drama. I used about 5 of the 9 shades in here. This shade right here is really deep, so you can really get a nice deep look from it. And the shimmers in here are, let me tell you, they're spectacular. I'm actually really happy with this palette, and yeah, I kind of want to do another look using this green and this one in the crease and see how that comes out. But this is the look that we have so far using the Nars Climax palette. And yeah, if you can pick it up, I know I saw a sale that this was on 50% off on the Nars website. I don't know if that's still on, but if you can pick it up, listen, I think it's worth the money. This formula, Nars was always bomb with the shimmers, but their mattes were a little weak, but these mattes aren't weak in this palette at all. So let's move on to the rest of the face. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. What I applied to my face is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is by Charlotte Tilbury, and it's in the shade 6.5, and it's a little dark on me. I wanted a lighter shade, but they've been out of stock on Sephora, my shade, and on the Charlotte Tilbury website for a while. I want the shade 5.5. I don't own any Nars primers, so this is why I'm going in with this, just to give my skin a little bit of glow. It darkens up my skin a bit, as you guys can see, compared to my neck, so that's why I wanted something a little lighter. And then for my pore area, I'm gonna go in with this One Size Secure the Blur primer. I have a sample of it here, and I'm just gonna put that in the center of my face where I have pores. A little bit on my forehead here. Right in here. Now I have 2 foundations from Nars. I have the Light Reflecting Foundation, and I have this in 2.6 Wahine. And you guys have seen me use this in a recent testing new makeup. And I also have the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I have that in 2.3 Moorea. I haven't given this foundation a fair shot. I haven't used it in a while, so I'm gonna use the Natural Radiant one and see if I like it as much as I like the light reflecting foundation, because I really like this foundation. Give that a good shake, and then I'm just gonna put a bit of it on my brush here. I'm going in with the Merit brush and just dab that around. That's how that shade is looking. It's a little yellow on my skin tone, but I can get it to work. And it's full coverage, definitely full coverage. That's one problem that I find that I have with Nars, is that I have two totally different shades in the foundation, and Nars has a wide shade range, and I still don't have my perfect shade. Both of them I can get to work, but I don't have a complete, like a perfect shade match. So I'm gonna go in with concealer. This is the Natural Radiant Concealer, and this is in Caramel, and this will help tone everything down. I'm gonna use quite a bit of this. Okay, so that's the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm gonna go off camera because I don't own a under eye setting powder from Nars, or a bronzer or a contour, because I find their bronzers on the red side. So I'm gonna go off camera, do that, and then we'll come back and finish up the rest of the face. Okay, I am back with my contour and bronzer on. I will link in the description box what I have on, and I also finished up the eyes. I put a navy blue eyeliner in the waterline, and then I used the deep plum color in the palette, which is Public Eye, this shade here. And I mixed it with this shade up here, which is Private Show, and buffed out the lower lash line with those two shades. And then I put a little bit of this shade called Hooked, that green right there, and that's the completed look. And I threw on some mascara, and yeah, that's what we have so far. And I want to show you guys another thing. Do you see the foundation is already creasing in my forehead lines? Not a big fan of that. So I'm gonna blend those out a bit, and then we're gonna go in with the all over face powder. Now, I recently picked up, in my last haul, you guys would have seen the light reflecting setting powder. This is the pressed version, and I have it in Shore. So we're gonna use that to set the whole face. Powder looks like this. That's what the powder looks like. I'm gonna go in with this Real Techniques. This is the powder brush. That's what it looks like. And we're gonna go into this powder here and see what it does on the skin. So first impressions, this gives a really nice glow to the skin. I actually really like this. So that looks good. I don't know if it's gonna help prevent any more creasing in my forehead lines. I'll have to keep you guys posted on that. But the powder looks good. Now for the cheeks, you guys know, if you guys have watched any of my previous tutorials since I got this palette, you guys know I love it. It's the Nars Afterglow palette. And this beauty right here, everything. But today I am going to go into the shade Savage, which is this shade right here. And this is the main reason, well, one of the main reasons I picked up this palette, because everyone talks about this shade Savage. My girl Kiko Beauty loves this shade, and once I knew it was in this palette, I picked it up. I'm gonna go in with my Refer, this is the 04 brush, into that shade, and just start, ooh, that's a lot. That is pigmented. Look at that. Oh, such a beautiful bronzy shade. So beautiful. And it has a little bit of shimmer to it, but not too much. Beautiful shade. Then I'm gonna go into the highlight, which is Breathless. And we are going to highlight ooh, I put a lot there. Shouldn't have went in. Listen, I am heavy-handed. Uh-oh. I am so heavy-handed, but we'll blend this out. I'm gonna go in with my powder brush and just blend that down. Buff it in the skin. Y'all can't tell me that my cheeks aren't fabulous. Look at that. Love, love, love that. Let me set my face quickly and before we move on to the lips, and hopefully so far I don't have any creases in my forehead line. A little bit, not too bad around my smile lines here. Let's set my face. Now let's move on to lips. I have two products. One is a new product. So I have the Afterglow Lip Shine in the shade Chelsea Girls. And this is what it looks like. And I also have a Audacious Lipstick by Nars, and this is in the shade Bridget. And that's what that looks like. So there is Bridget. And then Chelsea Girls is right here. Look at the shine on that. So first I'm gonna line my lips, and I am going to use the lip liner by Makeup by Mario. This is the Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencil in the shade Travis. I don't own a Nars lip liner. Now let's go in with the Audacious lipstick. Then the lip gloss. That looks so good. And that's what we're working with. So I am going to go get dressed and we'll be back to wrap up this video. So you guys just saw me demo all of these products and your girl has some thoughts. Let's start off with the Climax eyeshadow palette. You know what? Like, the hype behind this palette is so real. The shades in here, the pigmentation. Listen, look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. The shimmers, because you know I'm all about the shimmers, are fabulous. The only thing I would say is that some of them are not as true to color on my skin tone. Maybe if you're a lighter skin tone, especially with this shade, the Public Eye shade, I really wanted it to show up really plummy on my eyes, and it looks like a dark gray on my complexion. But nonetheless, the pigmentation is there, the blendability is there, the shimmers are fabulous. I'm ready to play in this palette again. I'm ready to create another look, especially with this green here, that green shimmer. Listen, if you guys can still get your hands on this, I highly recommend it because it is definitely a beautiful palette. Now for the foundation, you guys know that my problem with foundation is when it creases in my lines. Right now, after I set it with this Nars powder, it has not creased. And the foundation, like when I initially put it on, you guys saw how yellow it was looking on my skin. But once I bronzed and contoured and did the concealer and everything, I think it matches nicely. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think about this match? This is in Moorea 2.3. I think it matches nicely. So far, so good. It's slightly starting to crease in my laugh lines, but like I tell you guys, that I don't knock. What I knock is this creasy looking madness in my forehead, and if it starts to crease, then it just looks old and wrinkly. Listen, not here for it, but right now, so far so good. It does feel good on the skin, and you know, this came out the gate full coverage. I don't know if it's supposed to be a full coverage foundation, but it came out the gate full coverage, and this girl is all about the full coverage, medium to full. I ain't here for no sheer wash of color on my, no. If I'm gonna spend the time and dirty up my makeup brushes, I better be getting some coverage. That's just me, that's my personal preference, and this definitely has the coverage, so I give that a 10 out of 10 for coverage. Now the formula wise, I just need to see how well it wears, but so far I'm liking it. I'll keep you guys posted, but I'm liking it. Now for the light reflecting setting powder pressed in the shade Shore, I think this is making this foundation work for me. I think this is a beautiful powder. The two of these together look so good, and I cannot wait to try this powder out with the new light reflecting foundation. This is gonna be my jam for the summer. I really enjoyed this powder. Afterglow face palette, y'all, I ain't even gonna stay here for long because you guys know how I feel about this palette. I love it. I have the shade Savage on, and and the highlighter. Listen, I done talk about this. This is a favorite. Oh, I forgot to do, I should have did this when I was talking about the eyeshadow. The smudge proof eyeshadow base, I really like this. The only thing is, if they came out with this in like skin tone shades, I would adore this. It's not creasing. So yeah, if Nars comes out with this, if you come out with this in like a skin tone shade where it can also act as something to blank out the darkness on my eyelids, I would love this more. But I always use concealer on my eyes, so using this with the concealer, it works beautifully too. But I feel like, yeah, there's definitely no creasing. And I've used this once or twice before, and that's one thing I've noticed, is that this does not make my eyeshadow crease at all, and I really enjoy using this. The Radiant Creamy Concealer, holy grail, one of my favorite concealers in my collection. I will always repurchase this. I think I've repurchased this multiple times already. This shade is Caramel, love it. And the last set of Nars products that I have are for the lips. This is the first time I'm trying out this Nars lip gloss, and this is in Chelsea Girl, and I love the formula. This formula is fabulous. I see myself picking up more of these lip glosses. I love the shine. I love how it wears, and the color is beautiful. And for the Audacious Lipsticks, these are a all-time favorite. I love this color, Bridget. It's a beautiful pinky peachy nude, perfect for this season. I have some darker colors in this that I wear in the fall and winter time, but this is one of my favorite peachy pinky nudes, and I'm not the biggest fan of peachy nudes. They have to have a little bit of pink to them for me to like it. This is one of my favorite lipstick formulas. All right guys, so that brings me to the end of this video, my full face of Nars. I'm quite happy with the products that I have from Nars, and you know, the brand has always been one of my top favorite brands in the industry. I've always really liked Nars products. So let me know, what are your favorite products from Nars? Let me know that in the comment section. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe to your girl, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified at every single upload. And until next time, bye guys. I know it's all good. Know it's all love.